Good night. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM next Wednesday. Very kind of warm, but very quiet and nice. Yes, nice. We know a lot of people that up them home, so we want to do a program for the people, the elder people who over 50. We want to do a program for them. But meanwhile, that we know that voice, a whole heap of young people don't know that voice. That voice is the voice of Malcolm X, formerly Malcolm Little. Changed his name to Al-Shabazz, who went to prison. And a good book to read, which is that book that started me out from school, is the autobiography of Malcolm X. Autobiography of Malcolm X is a very good book to read because, as I say, that is the first book I read that kind of change a whole heap of things in my head and motivate me to continue doing what I'm doing up to this day. Malcolm X was born May the 19th. That means that today is his birthday. 1925, yes. Born 1925, May the 19th. And he was killed, assassinated on February the 21st, 1965. Malcolm X, one of the greatest African speakers and leaders coming out of America. Yeah, man. Reds, them used to call him because he was a red man, red boy. Yeah, man, very red too. And he used to be a black Muslim. He was amongst Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad was a member of the Garvey movement. At least most of those black nationalists rise up out of the Garvey movement, and Malcolm X also include himself in that Garvey movement, even though he was a black Muslim. But Malcolm X is the one that stand out in at this time, yeah, as an African living in America and who rise up the people, them spirit, who was a criminal. Yes, he was a criminal. And him go to jail and start to rethink his position as a human being, as a black man, and start to find the black Muslims, the Nation of Islam, and him come out back and be one of the greatest African leaders in America. So we're paying tribute to Malcolm X. And then we're going to have a party for the over 50s. Yes, we're going to play some music where if I don't know if I don't play them, you're not going to hear them for RFM. So if I don't play these music, you're not going to hear them for RFM, you know. I tell you, no, because I tell you, the crop of DJs we have now, them not playing nothing further than when them did ban. And when I say when them did ban, to me, I talk about when them was like, you know, them 10 and 8 and 9. I talk about when them are, you know, them 15 and 16. If it not there, so with them not play it. So, me I go treat you to it. A year and night, and you get locked down. So you want something for spurs you up. So anything when I your fridge, take it out. Because we're going to play some music where a long time you don't hear the music there. And you know when Muta say I'm going to play music a long time you don't hear the music there. You can't sleep. You're not going to sleep. Over 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. And that's how we're going to play the music. So we want you to tune in, you know. But we still have to pay tribute to the man called Malcolm X. For the time being, and we know, say, as we say, over 50 know who is Malcolm X. Young people kind of too busy to really know them history there, because them not see where it have to do with film reality at this time, yeah. Not knowing that everything is connected. Everything is connected. Your ancestors is connected to what you are today. You can't slice it and cut it off. You know, you have to know where you're coming from. You know, you have to know where you're coming from. And a lot of people try to forget where they're coming from. But it's only a fool do that. You have to experience things to know it. You know, you can't just go study it. Studying is not knowing. Studying is knowledge. Knowledge where you gather from learning without experience. Experience is the greatest teacher, because then you can decipher what is true and what is false, what is reality and what is fantasy. That is really what experience does. Experience allows you to become, rather than be the outsider. You are the insider of the event or the situation or the time or the thing. That is what experience does to you. You become. And wisdom is what you gather from experience. You can't gather experience round the laptop. When you see outside and you see the life we are going outside, the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, nature, the earth, the sun, the moon, you can't gather. That is not, when you sit down in front of your laptop and read about it, that's not experience. Experience is when you go out there and become. Yes, you have to become to talk about experience. So, we're going to continue with Malcolm X. We're going to take a little break and come back. We're going to talk, just because it's his birthday, we have to really do it. We can't let it go. Malcolm X's birthday, man, we have to make you know, say, Malcolm X's birthday. You understand? And we have to play 2 speech by him, one of them very most profound talkings that he did. You know, he's a man with no ramp. Yeah, him no ramp. May I tell you, him no ramp. As a little red youth, we get locked up in a prison for all sorts of criminal activities. Him get locked up in a prison, but him come out strong and firm. Reds, them call him. This is the Cutting Edge on IRFM. Before we forget, we want to tell you that we will be hosting the big, for those of you living in Florida, tell your friend them, Mutabaruka will be hosting the biggest sound system festival ever keep in Florida. And maybe in America too, the biggest sound system festival. And this is in commemoration of Jamaica independence, August the 7th and the 8th. I have to remind the people, because I know I'm going to forget to say it. Yes, we'll be there in Florida. And we want to mention the sound system. I think it's about 14 sound system I go feature on this festival here. Adonai, Bass Odyssey, Rocksteady, King Addis, Stone Love, Ring Champion, King Champion, may I tell you, Superstar, Warrior something now. Untrack Disco. 40, as a matter of fact, it's 14 of them I say so. 14 Disco, Untrack Disco. Yes. Warrior Sound, Superstar, King Waggy T, Stone Love, King Champion, Soul Supreme, King Addis, Rocksteady, Downbeat, The Ruler, Bass Odyssey, Adonai, me left out any? Big Light Sound, PD Sound. That's about 14 of them. Heading for Florida, August the 7th and the 8th, 2 days. So we want to put that for your calendar, you know. Put that for your calendar. It's right there, Northwest 42nd Avenue, Opelika, Florida. Yes. And because of it, of Opelika. Everybody in Florida knows about that, they do, believe you me. Opposite the flea market, it's near area outdoor flea marketplace. That is right there. So look out for that. We will be there, as we say, host this massive sound system festival in Florida.
As it was mentioned in the last rally, the only provider many of our children know is the white welfare agent or the white social worker. And because of this, many of our children mistake the white welfare agent or the white social worker as their father. And sometimes they're right. You see all these little half-white babies running around in the community. They're not that way because you and I want them to be that way. The white man rapes and ravishes and takes advantage of our women. He'll take your little sister. Yes, he will. Your little baby sister is the potential bait for every white man in Harlem. Your little daughter, your mother, your wife. Ask them sometimes. Every time they walk past the white man, he hits on them. He thinks that they're animals that he can abuse at will. This is where you get all these little half-white babies running around the street. None of them know who their daddy is. And all of them think that the white man is their daddy. And as I said, most of them are right. And if you and I, if we don't wake up and keep that white man away from our women, our race will really be destroyed. Keep that white man's claws off our women. Make him know that's the best way. Yes. I never would stand up to an audience as large as this and fail to warn you of the importance of protecting your own woman. You can't go in a white neighborhood and get a white woman. You can't get the white man's daughter in his neighborhood. You can't get his wife or his mother or his sister in his neighborhood. Then why should you let him walk around here in your neighborhood with your wife and your mother and your daughter and your sister? If you do it to him, he'll bust your head. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Remember that. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Do you understand what I'm saying? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Let him know that the price he'll have to pay when he pats your woman is either the loss of his hand or the loss of his arm or the loss of his head.
The house Negro and the field Negro. Back during slavery, there was two kinds of slaves. There was the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro, they lived in the house with masters. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food. But he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than
Malcolm X. Today is the 19th, it's his birthday. 1925. Yes, Malcolm X, one of the great African leaders. Most young people, as I say, don't really care about that, but we still have to make them know. Whether you care or not, we have to make you know that is our job to make you know these things. You don't know when it's going to come up somewhere, sometime, or give you some form of inspiration, because that is what we are talking about. Inspiration without information lead to superstition. Can I say that again? Inspiration without information lead to superstition. And that is what a whole heap of people have now. Them claim to them have information, but when you hear them, it's pure superstitious talk in them attack. Well, we're doing to no superstition thing. We're doing no supernatural talk. Live, real thing we are dealing with. You understand? And Malcolm X is one of them ones where, oh, you know, might be somewhere along the line, you might have to draw for your inspiration from him. And the only way you can draw from the inspiration is if you have the information. DJ, your turn. Yeah, the time is 17 minutes to the hour of 11 o'clock. And you are on the cutting edge. Malcolm X.
In our own land, we can establish our own agricultural system. We can farm. We can grow food to feed our own people. We can raise cattle. We can use the hide, the leather, the wool to make clothing for our own people. We can dig the clay from the earth and bake it into bricks and build houses and homes for our people. We can chop down trees and turn it into lumber and build furniture to furnish homes for our people. When I was in Africa, I saw Africans making their own furniture. I mean modern furniture, up-to-date furniture, sharp furniture. They over there making their own, you over here begging Goldberg for his. $1 is down and $1 when I catch you. And Goldberg always catches you. If Goldberg can't catch you, Goldstein will catch you. And if Goldstein don't catch you, Greenberg will catch you. $1 down and $1 later, and later is always now. When we have our own land, we can dig the natural resources from the earth. Land is the basis of all economic security. Land is essential to freedom, justice, and equality. Land is essential to true independence. Africans aren't asking for integration. They're asking for land. In Kenya, they told the white man to get out. Uganda, they told the white man to get out. Tanganyika, they told the white man to get out. In Guinea, they told the white man to get out. In Egypt, they told the white man to get out. In Morocco and Algeria, they told the white man to get out. In the Congo, Lumumba told the white man to get out. And in southern Rhodesia, they're telling the white man to get out. In northern Rhodesia, they're telling the white man to get out. In Angola, they're telling the white man to get out. In Southwest Africa, they're telling the white man to get out. In Mozambique, they're telling the white man to get out. And in South Africa, they're telling the white man to get out. And he says he's not going, but he got another thought coming. He's going. He'll either walk out or swim out in his own blood. He'll walk out of his own volition, or he'll swim out in his own blood. Because the black man has awakened, and the black man has united. And where there's unity, there's strength. You don't need any guns. You just need some unity and a blade when it gets dark. You don't need any jets. You don't need any atomic bombs. You don't need any battleships. All you need is darkness. You need nightfall. That's how Jesus said he was coming, without observation. He gonna sneak up on you. So be like Jesus. Sneak up on them. Wait till it gets dark. Wait till they can't see you, so they don't recognize you and won't know you. And then introduce yourself to them. With them, do unto them as they did unto you. That's fair. That's justice. That's equality. That's how you equalize the situation. I know they don't want to hear me tell you that. But I'm telling you the truth. The white man drafts you into his army and trains you how to fight his enemy. Because that's what you're supposed to do. Fight an enemy. I don't blame him for doing that. But you also supposed to know how to fight your enemy. And you fight your enemy just like he fights his enemy. You don't spare no blows. You don't spare no quarter. He doesn't spare any quarter. He's not merciful. He dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. He did 80-something thousand people died just like that. He didn't care. Women and children, he didn't care. They were his enemy. No prayer, no mercy, no nothing. He just wiped them out. You can learn a lot from the white man. Africa is a jungle. Isn't that what they say? That Africans are savage. That Africans are backward. They don't have modern conveniences over there. That's what they tell you. And then they tell you, you're too much like us white folks. What would you do? How would you live if you go back over there? And some of these old dumb, brainwashed, handkerchief-head, 20th century intellectual Negroes, first thing they tell you when you say something about, let's go back home, I haven't lost anything in Africa. No, you lost it all right here. Over here with it. When you came over here, you had it. But you lost it. You lost your name. You lost your language. You lost your mind. You lost your culture. Don't tell me you didn't lost your mind. You came over here black-minded. Now you're white-minded. Been brainwashed. All of the color has been taken out of your heart and out of your mind. Now you're running around not satisfied unless you can talk like white folks. Unless you can walk like white folks. Unless you can eat and sleep like white folks. You're a white black man. White on the inside and black on the outside. You're not this and you're not that. Mr. In between. And don't nobody want you. Because you don't want yourself. Why the book says don't mess with Mr. In between. Nobody wants Mr. In between. You're a middleman. They won't let you be white and you don't want to be black. You don't want to be an African and you can't be an American. So you run around here like a nut on the law, sitting on the fence. You're in bad shape. Imagine the white man telling you and me that Africa is a jungle and everything over there is backward. And if you go over there, you won't like the living conditions. How are they living over there? Why, we got to fight them over there to get them out. If there's no way over there, why don't they get out of there? Why did Lumumba have to fight to get the Belgians out of the Congo? Because the Congo is one of the most beautiful places on this earth. If it wasn't beautiful, the white man wouldn't be there. You got the white man all over there. He's everywhere over there, living like a king. But they're getting ready to send him. Send him. No, it's not a jungle. civilized, it's cultured, it's developed, it's intelligent, high moral, high everything, good people, friendly people, hospitable people, brother to a brother. That's how they kidnapped us. We were too hospitable. We saw the old white man coming over the hill, and we accepted him into our city as a friend. And he shipped us down the river, sold us into bondage. This is one of the greatest mistakes that our people made, opening their doors in hospitality to the white man. And when we first saw him coming, we should have sent him then. And we never would have had to catch the hell we've been catching over here in America for the past 400 years. When he came to Africa, he came from the jungle to civilization. Because the jungle was in Europe. Savages were in Europe. Cannibals were in Europe. Cannibals weren't in Africa. Cannibals were in Europe. White people were up to eating each other up. They still eat each other up. You've seen these berries and things running around here. Those are white people. That's the way they live. They're cannibals. They're savages. They have no moral. A low-down, filthy race. The most filthy race on this earth. They used to live in the caves. They walked on their own fours. They were naked like animals. They couldn't walk upright. They didn't wear clothes. They didn't cook their food. Why, they ate raw meat. They still like their meat rare. Rare? Raw. That's the dog in them, brother. That's the animal in them, brother. No, they're a race of cave dwellers. Didn't know how to bury their dead. For 2,000 years, they lived up in the caves of Europe. And during that time, your and my people were living in luxury, living with high culture, living in a high civilization. Why, Africa is the root of civilization. Africa is the home of civilization. Africa has been civilized a long time. They have all kinds of civilizations in Africa. They have the Egyptian civilization, the Carthaginian civilization, the Mali Empire, the empires of Benin, of Mali, Songhai. Why, you can call out empires all day long from the African continent that were in a high state of culture when these blue-eyed things were crawling around up in Europe, living in huts, eating raw meat. I love to talk about it. I love to talk about it. Yes, I love to talk about it. Talk about them like a dog. And they should be able to take it. Now they know how we feel. Why, when I was a little boy, they called me nigger so much I thought that was my name. That's all they knew how to call you. Now they get an inkling of how we feel, and the chickens that they sent out there are coming home to roost. They are a race of cave dwellers, raw meat eaters, naked, no clothes wearers. That's where they came from. They are not fit to be walking around here telling you to look like they do or imitate them. No, they learn civilization from you. They learn culture from you. They learn how to wear clothes from you. They learn how to cook their food from you. They learn mathematics from you. They learn science from you. Why, the black man in Africa had mastered the arts and sciences. Way back yonder, he mastered the mathematical sciences, the astronomical sciences, to the extent where he could plot the course of the stars in the universe when this old white, blue-eyed thing didn't even know that the earth was round. He just found out the earth was round. Engage in this form of harassment. They engage in such harassment because the American government wants to turn you against your own kind in order to keep you from making a mass exodus out of this country back to your own country where you can live among your own kind. So the American propaganda is designed to make you think that no matter how much hell you catch here, you are still better off here in America than you would be elsewhere. This is their trick. They want you to think you have no place else to go. And many of our so-called Negro intellectuals who pose as our leaders and our spokesmen actually believe that our people have no place else to go. And so this type of leader can only offer us solutions designed to make us stay here and continue to catch hell patiently in the hope that someday the white man will have a change of heart and recognize us too as human beings and then accept us into his white society. You never will have peace here. You never will have security here. You never will have hospitality from white people here. You'll spend another 1,000 years exposed to the hypocrisy and false promises of the white man. This isn't hate. If you pick up the paper tomorrow and they repeat anything that was said, watch how they say it. Let me show you how tricky he is. Number one, he'll tell you about 200 people was out here today. Now what do you say? They can be 10,000. He'll say 200. Because he don't even want you to think that anybody will listen. They took a census in Newsweek magazine, white man. And by the way, the old white man who owned the magazine blew his brains out last week. Yeah, he did. Blew his brains out. He owned the Washington Post and the Newsweek magazine, and he was, I think he was Mr. Kennedy's best friend. One of his advisors. In a moment of happiness, he blew out his brain. I love to see them get that happy.
Yes, Malcolm X. And as I listening to Malcolm X, I remember in a school, the blackest prime minister Jamaica ever have. Him did blacker than PJ Patterson. Him name Hugh Larson Shearer. I think it's him the on the $5,000 bill too. Hugh Larson Shearer. Ban every book that have black things in it. Every book. And this book we talk about autobiography of Malcolm X was one of the books that them banned. And we as youth who go to school, we'll have to take off the cover off of the book and piece on a little love novel cover on the book that's them don't know say it, because if you was found with those books you could be arrested. Yes, it's a serious thing. You talk about walking down road and police charge you. Police come in your yard. If you remember, you say you deal with black power and all them stuff, them come in your yard and search your bookshelf or anywhere your book there. And then find you with all the autobiography of Malcolm X or Black Power, Soul and Ice, all of them book there. You're gone to jail. Imagine that. The blackest prime minister. I don't know why when them in a them always start out black, and then end up like all Shearer. Shearer start out black like PJ Patterson, and then them end up look like Bruce Golden when them left office. It's a serious thing. Serious thing. And that is the thing that we will have to go through. We have to hide books that deal with black history, black dignity, black power, black situation. Hide the book them in a country where the majority of people is black. So we're going to know, as we said before, we usually play the music them. Sometimes when you play young people music, old people, I say, well, all right, make them know why I hear them foolishness there. And when you play music where people in my age, like the young people, them say, sure, I hear them old people music there, man. It's a weird thing. Yet still the two music, them connected in a whole heap of different ways, as we say about history and now, future and all this. The two music, them connected. Now, we're going to play some music where I go hear Pirate FM again, unless I be a play Believe you me. I've been saying that non-apologetically. Only if me play, you ever hear it by RFM. You understand? And this music is music where most of the people who are listening now never born yet. That is what I admit. So most of the people who listen to this program never born yet. But you have people right now who get locked down at them yard. Who are really, in them hours a night, you love to hear some music where they grow up on, where they come up with. So we're going to start out the journey. So funny that is. Boy, no, I tell you, it's funny. DJ Kwari. But if I say that in position, I tell you. Tight foot pants is in right now, I tell you. I listen to the next tune attentively. Just listen to the next tune, I'm going to play it out. Mapsy, yeah, we're going to play it back. Yes, serious thing. All right. No feel no way, man. We're going to play it back. When I say I must play it back, I mean, don't WhatsApp me about no play back, no.